Good morning, hashtag session chair. Good morning, hashtag digital revolutionary sitting here. And thanks to Madam when she emphasized the word called data as an important digital element. And she also talked about intelligent pipelines, intelligent systems, etc. And I think she wanted to bring our attention to the seismic exploration, where she didn't mention the intelligent word, but she wanted it to be intelligent seismic exploration. Anyway, so far we have witnessed, in fact, three industrial revolutions. One is the steam power. Second one is the assembly line, and third one is the computer. Right now, we are in the fourth revolution, which is called digital, which has the power to reinvent how we work and how do we do the business. I think there is a report by McKinsey. They surveyed some senior business executives. Since pandemic, they have found that there is an urgency in the business leader to do the digital transformation and monetization of the processes and legacy systems there. Before I talk about the industry transformation issues and other things, let me tell you how this digital revolution has impacted me as a person. I have become a man of cut, copy, paste. So if you find some errors in my presentations, please excuse me. I started using the acronyms rather than making sentences, like GN means good night, BRB, right back, do this ASAP, and so on. And also, I have stopped using using my mind, and I'm started using the converters, I'm started using the calculators, even for simple mathematics. That's the digital revolution happening to me. And in fact, I am a Googler rather than a researcher nowadays. While taking my doctorate degree, really the Google has helped me more rather than my own research. And I'm also hungry for likes, shares, subscribing, all my things what I do. And instead of showing my real emotions, I'm happy showing my emoticons, etc. So even when all thing is not necessary, I start watching my BP or heart rate or my oxygen levels in my watch or what is the weather look like. That is the impact of digital revolution happening on me, right? So unlike an ant which picks up the food from the dirt and soil, I started picking the bad things of the digital transformation. And I became so messy, I have become robotic, and instead of being a human or human, I have started telling computer that I am not a robot. So really, I should have learned right use of some digital words like delete, update, or let's say clean up, but I never use it. So I want all companies to remember and take this lesson that only good things of this digital transformation should be utilized, what it can bring out. Get assisted in your real-time right decision making. You be efficient and consistent. You also improve the processes and the productivity. Stay competitive and win. For effective transformation, really learn how to unlearn first. And things as a business development manager, most of the times I say, experiment with the new things and also use the technology, but do not abuse it. So let us not say, I used to do till now and I will continue to do it right, still more. There is a new buzzword called digerati. It's like literati, glitterati. Companies are becoming nowadays digerati by improving their digital maturity. More mature you are digitally, you are more competent and more efficient as an organization. Companies are focusing on the digital transformation using their current technologies, which we all know: big data and analytics, cloud services, mobile technologies, Internet of Things, machine learning, artificial intelligence, robotics or robotic automations, and web technologies. That reminds me, in fact, DGH is planning to move to cloud and evergreening the data. So this is another step towards the digital transformation. But you know, nowadays, how much efforts we put on money transfer. We used to put when we wanted to withdraw the money or cash and do the transfers. But now you have a Google Pay, you have a Paytm, you have a NEFT, IMPS, and whatnot, and you do it instantly now, right? But what happens if there is no cash? If there is no money? What are the tools for? And that's why the emphasis in digital transformation for companies is on the data. If there is no data, no digital technologies will be of any use to you as long as you try to transform without the data or adding new data sets or value to your data. So for DGH and exploration oil and gas companies and other things, really there is a basic need of this data, and they need to create and manage this value of this data in their transformation ecosystem. There is a dire need of new data sets in this transformation, and Sushma madam has already emphasized the role of data. So some of the data sets that are enabling these technologies are and also adding values are FTG, which is airborne full tensor gravity gradiometry, and there is a frequency based dispersion direct hydrocarbon attribute indicator, which is ADF, and high frequency RTM, reverse time migration we talk about. As data is the new oil in 21st century, let us see these technologies that create new data sets and enable the digital transformation. So if you look at this FTG, which is the airborne full tensor gravity gradiometry data, whether you do in interpretation from province evaluation, district evaluation, or play evaluation, or prospect evaluation, you go from acquiring gravity, magnetic, seismic, and do the well drilling up to. But FTG has been really helpful during each stage of your this interpretation scale. And this system, airborne system, has such a art of latest art avionics into it. We have a magnetometer, we have a gravimeter, we have a LIDAR instrument on that. We also have a gradiometers of the FTG instrument, and we do the radar altimetry also unit is there. What it does, it measures the 9 components of the gravity gradient. And out of these 9, 3 are repeated, so practically you have 6. So TXX, TYY, TXY, all those things are mentioned here. And if you look at the just gravity measurements, what you get from the gravity survey? Center of the mass. But if you use this data, then what new data is going to give you? It's going to give you the north-south edge, it's going to give you the corners, it is going to give you the north-south axis as well as the edges. It also gives the east-west edges. It also gives the east-west axis and its edges. And therefore, center and some shape information also is available from that. Look at those 3 pictures, what you see below. One is the satellite map, free air anomaly. The another one is a GMA free air map, and look at the FTG map of the same anomaly and same area, how improved resolution is. And this aircraft, which has all these equipments, can fly at the knot of 110 knots per hour. And it has a inline flight spacing. You can vary it, but it can go right up to 250 meters because of the latest GPS developments and other things. You can go up to 2 kilometers to 3 kilometers spacing also. But it measures every 60 meter the gravity gradient. Also it measures at every 6 meter magnetic reading, and it takes every 70 meter the gravity reading. And you have to fly above 80 meters for this survey. About 36,000 to 40,000 kilometers you can acquire in 4 months time at the rate of, let's say, 2 kilometer lines with the 2 kilometer line spacing there. You can process and interpret complete entire thing in 6 to 10 weeks. So there is an increased noise reduction capabilities, speed of acquisition, there is an accuracy into this system. The gradiometer design is relatively insensitive to the aircraft accelerations because of its modern GPS, and it has also got a closely spaced survey lines. So faster reading of the gravimeter, more accurate corrections is giving you the better and highly resolved data, which is useful for your digital transformation.
2 minutes, please.
This is another picture for FTG data, which shows how it is useful in lineaments. Also, you can see the terrain on which it can fly. You can still get the complete good data using that FTG survey. Bottom, you can see there is a gravity map of India. You can see the satellite gravity map, and which, if you look at properly and evaluate, you will find that there are many more areas left, like Bikaner North, Badmer East, Northwest Vigyan, Cambay West and East, wherein all you can acquire some more data if needed. Of course, in recent survey, we are seeing that subtrapians and Mesozoic sedimentary thickness could be also ascertained using this technology. So there is another data addition can happen, which is called frequency-based dispersion attribute ADF. Here, basically, it is related to the bulk volume permeability, which is related to permeability, thickness, and fluid type. This attribute really helps you to find out what are the fluid types and fluid contacts. It also ascertains lateral reservoir heterogeneity and compartmentalization. It really gives many more value additions into this for your commercial chance of success. It gives you better reservoir images. If you look at those images, when on an amplitude map, you cannot resolve your channel system, but if you look at the attribute map, you can clearly get channel boundaries, levee systems, and other things. And there are pictures which are showing how the oil and oil gas contact, etc., could be mapped there. So there is really, you can place your wells rightly using this technology, and that's how you could de-risk all your prospects by understanding it, the depletion effect, or validating or placing the production wells at right location. And so you can save a lot of money with this new data set that you can add in your transformation system. This is the last data set which we can add using the technology called reverse time migration. It is, there are many RTM technologies available, but this is special because it has the highest frequency. It can acquire, it can get 30 to 60 megahertz, 30 to 60 hertz kind of frequencies in your RTM. It's faster, it's same time taking as a Kirchhoff and other methods, and still give you the better results. It has a special QRTM and QTOMO. It is a AVO compliant RTM gathers, which are much better than the Kirchhoff gathers because of using FWI here specifically, which is a forward full waveform inversion. And these pictures, you can see how AVO compliant gathers and images could be really resolved. So in short, so this FTG data should be thought like a seismic data. It could be reprocessed. It could be advanced processed with the latest algorithms. You can take up these advanced processing steps like joint inversions. You can do the downward continuation of this data, and you can really get more value out of that data. You can also study this ADF attribute with log correlation, which is the amplitude and log correlation independent. But once you integrate with this, you can better de-risk all your prospects. RTM architecture, which is really using the latest digital improvements, innovations, etc. And therefore, it is very cheaper as well as time saving. We use all advanced visualization, 3D space maths, automation, and artificial intelligence. So I should say thank you with eye for information or infusion it is, if any.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.